Their senses took time to adjust. The light was dim, as if reality hadn't fully decided whether to exist. Contours blurred at first, the texture beneath their feet little more than suggestion. But with each heartbeat, each held breath, the place began to form. First came the floor. Hard, cracked, dust-covered. Then the dry air, laced with the faint tang of metal, and an echo that seemed to rise not just from the surroundings, but from within their own bodies. The walls followed, massive, heavy with history. Then the broken columns, rising like sleeping giants. Everything emerged from the void, as if the space itself were remembering them. And then they knew where they were. The throne room unveiled itself, swallowed by time, its former splendor fractured but not forgotten. Though in ruins, the place still radiated magnificence. Crumbling walls bore intricate carvings of ancient battles and long faded frescoes that whispered of long-dead legends. Each footstep echoed hollow across the once luxurious floor, now cracked and threadbare. Above them, a vaulted ceiling shimmered with flecks of gold leaf and embedded gems, catching what little light there was. The gems blinked like stars scattered across a cosmic sea, bathing the room in a faint, reverent glow. The main staircase had collapsed, but the rubble had fallen in such a way that it created an accidental ramp, elegant in its decay, leading up to a wide platform. Atop it stood a dozen thrones. Crafted from marble veined with gold, they gleamed beneath centuries of dust. Each high-backed chair was etched with mythic beasts, wings outstretched, claws curled, and studded with precious stones that still flickered faintly in the gloom. Towering pillars flanked them, each carved with ancient stories too eroded to read, but somehow still felt in the gut, as if the walls remembered. Sebastian turned to scan the vast chamber again, and froze. There, behind them, stood a figure. He hadn't heard footsteps. No breeze had shifted. And yet she was suddenly there, as though the room itself had breathed her into existence. "Hello, Sebastian," she said, her voice a breeze over still water. The group spun around, startled. The atmosphere thickened, like time had slowed. She greeted each of them in turn, by name, without hesitation. Her tone was warm but deliberate, as if her words were shaped from something older than language. Every welcome felt tailored, intimate. And as they looked upon her, each saw someone different. To Adrian, she appeared tall and slender, with the delicate grace of moonlight. Her tanned skin shimmered faintly, her straight black hair falling like ink against her back. Her honey-gold eyes seemed to carry entire histories. Every gesture felt like the final note of a symphony. For a fleeting moment, Adrian wished he could stay here, freeze this image and the calm it brought, before the world asked him to feel too much again. To Sebastian, she was pure magnetism. Her hair was a wild, gilded mane. Her slanted sapphire eyes gleamed with starlight and challenge. She moved like flame in slow motion, coiling, shifting, captivating. He caught himself staring and looked away, heart hammering. Sebastian felt the pull instantly, like gravity. To Zenith, the being was male, an Ishtoa like her, but without flaw. Yet his skin, though luminous, bore a network of fractures more intricate than anything she had ever seen. It was like alabaster shattered beneath invisible pressure, or ice splintered by sudden cold, every line delicate yet deep, as if something primordial had tried to escape from within. Thin veins of frozen light ran through the cracks, shimmering faintly, frozen mid-motion. His hair was pure white, his lips tinted the palest rose. He seemed untouched by the world, as if he existed beyond decay. Zenith bowed her head slightly, instinctively. Vortex saw somebody different, an androgynous figure with polished skin like sun-baked stone, rich, earthen, and enduring. Their features were sharp yet balanced, carved with an elegance that defied gender. Eyes the color of molten amber held no fear, only a calm, unshakable resolve. Not bone-pale, not erased. A memory of what the Ishtoas once were before they changed themselves in pursuit of uniformity. Their presence was quiet defiance, and it reached him. To Meskro, the figure appeared as a Kopat woman. Tall, fire-haired, her eyes molten gold. They locked onto his, unflinching. She radiated power, not just beauty. He felt something pull inside him, a primal instinct, part fear, part awe. Her eyes held no fear of him, and that stirred something buried deep in his chest, something that had once roared and now only murmured. Cromes also saw a Copat female, but she was unlike any he'd known. Smaller, sharper, composed. In Copat society, size was everything. Dominance measured in mass, intimidation carved into muscle. Yet here stood a woman compact and poised, her presence coiled like a spring, her strength not displayed but restrained. She commanded through stillness, through control. And in that, Cromes recognized a kind of attraction that was difficult to ignore. A hush fell over the group as they instinctively returned her greeting. "Who are you?" Sebastian asked. "I am your guide," she said, her voice both gentle and absolute. "I was sent to lead you to the thread." Sebastian blinked. "So you know the way?" "The path is simple," she said. "The journey is not." Her words hovered, resonating in the cold space. Adrian and Sebastian exchanged glances but said nothing more, their minds clearly racing. "What must we overcome?" asked Zenith, her voice even but her jaw tight. "You will know what you must, when you must," the Ishtoa male replied. "For knowledge only invites fear." "Will you walk beside us?" Meskro asked, unable to mask the hope in his voice. She turned to him, expression soft. "No. This trial belongs to you alone. That you have reached this place is proof enough of your strength." Adrian shifted. "But will we see you again?" Her eyes didn't leave his. "That is not mine to decide." "Are you one of the first builders Newman spoke of?" asked Sebastian. "I am not," she said. "I speak with their voice, but I am not their hand. I have no power of my own, only the wisdom they allow me to share." Adrian stepped closer. "Then, can you help us? Is Newman's telling us the truth?" "I cannot tell you whom to trust," she said with calm finality. "But I can say this. The trial of evolution was not designed to break you. It was meant to test you. Newman seeks the thread to restore what once was. Laptis seeks it to create something new." Adrian's jaw clenched. "Then why won't the first builders help?" "Because they do not feel. They do not choose. They are neither cruel nor kind. To them, beauty and horror are equal curiosities. They are watchers, nothing more." Sebastian leaned in, voice sharp. "Then we'll act. We won't let Laptis win. We'll protect our worlds, whatever it takes." The being inclined her head, solemn. "In the face of uncertainty, conviction becomes your greatest weapon." Adrian turned and motioned for the group to step aside with him. They gathered near a fractured pillar. "Thoughts?" he asked. Sebastian turned to Adrian. Their eyes met, a silent exchange passing between them. No words, just understanding. Then, without speaking, they turned back. The being stood waiting, serene, unblinking, as if time itself bowed to her patience. Sebastian's voice cut through the stillness. "We're ready to continue." Adrian wasn't sure they truly were, but they were together, and right now, that had to be enough. "Then go united," she said. "It's your only chance. The trials ahead were chosen by Laptis himself." She lifted her arms, slow and deliberate, and pressed her palms together. A thunderous crack split the air. The walls trembled, then gave way, collapsing inward like curtains torn from the sky. And with that, she vanished. The group stood at the edge of the unknown, hearts thundering. The next trial had begun.